John Wood reporting live from Baldwin County, Alabama, December the 16th, 2023. In the background, we've got a pretty unique pasture that's being visited here by a group of about 295 animals. They're quite happy. This is a mix of ryegrass or bruiser rye, hairy vetch, oats, or just old-fashioned oats, and 3 different forms of clovers. Clovers are quite small, but they'll flourish later in the winter. They're going to supply the nitrogen. Our party's kind of departing behind us, but anyway, this is winter grazing. This is one of the luxuries of the southern tip of the United States. Anywhere below I-10, all the way from Texas to Florida. This used to be heavy-duty cattle country. Because of the winter months down here, there's no hay feeding required. These cattle will perform very, very well from December 15th all the way to the 1st of May. These winter grasses, these are cover crops. We're trying to build soil. We're trying to regenerate soils here, the root mass underneath these plants. We've actually applied micro-organisms fungi to the soil when we planted this, to the seed. Micro-organisms fungi actually is unique organisms that transfer, soil or air, carbon dioxide out of the air into soil carbon. Soil carbon is a magic that really makes things grow well. So this has been a fun project. This is a unique piece of property. We're just right below I-10 in Baldwin County, Alabama. Our U.S. Wellness has produced beef on this farm for 12 or 13 years. And there's not a better place in the United States to be producing beef from mid-December through the end of April. It's just fantastic. In the upper Midwest, it's brown and dormant, and we have to feed stored hays or grass silages that were harvested in June, and time and labor and effort involved in all that. So these cattle are really in a pure state of utopia. I use the word utopia completely. As you can see behind us, they're going through the grazing sequence right now. They're going to go through here and get their evening or their noon meal. They'll come back tonight about dark, and it's just neat stuff. It's quite unique. You've got hairy vetch, which is this plant right here. Hairy vetch produces a tremendous amount of nitrogen, probably 100 pounds of soil nitrogen. These are the oats. The clovers are small. You can see the 3-leaf clovers here, and this will really, really get good by the time March gets around. Right now we're about 7 days away from the equinox, or 6 days away, and the days start getting longer. The more sunlight we have on this field, the more energy is going to be produced. But these cattle will essentially gain 3 to 4 pounds a day for the next 100 days. They'll make up for kind of a slow time in October, November, when the summer grasses kind of wear out. But it's just neat to see animals doing what they're supposed to do. And there's only a few places in the U.S., the Willamette Valley of Oregon, parts of California, where they have rainfall, and then along the I-10 corridor. This is the beauty of the United States. We have a lot of variety in this country, but these guys are having a big time out here today, and we're just excited that we have the opportunity to produce beef in a perfect environment such as this. And what happens when you produce beef under ideal conditions like this? You produce a quality of a finished product for the U.S. consumer that's actually benefited from this 7-way different species mix. Planting one species, just like you go to the smorgasbord and you only give them one choice of food all day long, and you go there for several weeks, you kind of get tired of it. Well, these animals are just like a tossed salad. I mean, this is like a salad bar with 7 different species, and there's some, there's a lot of beauty in that, because these animals like to select, and we move these animals daily. These animals have been in this paddock now for about 2 hours, and they'll move again tomorrow, and we keep fresh grass in front of them every 24 hours. That's the goal. And the top of these plants, the very peak of the plants that you're looking at right here, this is an oat plant, and the most energy is up here in these leaf tips. So they'll go through daily, and they're harvesting the very, very highest quality forage. If you turn them into this 30-acre field, let them here for a week, they're going to eat the candy out of it in the first 2 days, and then the next 2 or 3 days are going to have less quality groceries. But the beauty of this daily moves and daily management, it takes a little time and effort to do it, but you're trying to put them in the utmost plane of nutrition that you possibly can. So it's a win-win. Below ground here, the soil community, you can't see it, but every tablespoon of soil, there's a billion microorganisms. I mean, they're microscopic organisms. Like I say, the mycorrhizal fungi, they're actually taking carbon out of the atmosphere, turning it into soil carbon. There's actinomycetes, there's all kinds of soil critters, and we don't even know who it's. I mean, I think science is still trying to figure out who they all are. I mean, there's lots of little microorganisms that work in the soil, and the neat thing is that you've got this is a small plant, but there's a lot of root hairs, a lot of small roots. If I had a better handful here, you could see it. But the mycorrhizal fungi will create small root hairs, the small hairs in the plants where the magic takes place. But we're trying to rebuild soils, trying to loosen soils up, and soils that are healthy will absorb a lot more rainfall than soils that are not healthy. And these soils are fairly tight. I've observed and we've done several things here this year to actually try to loosen soils up and get a little more productivity. Because what happens, this is a 90-inch rainfall area, 80 to 90 inches a year. Lots of rain falls, and you're trying to soak it as much of it up as you can. This past summer was a very, very dry summer, unusual drought for this part of the country, and it didn't rain at all really from about the 20th of June to really about the 10th of November. It finally started to rain. So a few scattered rains in between, but that's one of the beauties here. We're trying to increase soil water infiltration. We're trying to store carbon. We're trying to capture as much sunlight as possible. And by capturing sunlight, you're capturing energy. And these animals, you can tell, they're really content right now. They're spread out grazing. And there's a little wild mustard out here, which is a native plant they don't really like very well, but that's just part of the balance of nature. But it's a pretty plant, but not very, very, very palatable. But anyway, that's kind of the long and short of it from Baldwin County, Alabama. We've got lots of stuff going on here. We're trying to build soil. We're trying to grow good beef. We're trying to help the rural community of Baldwin County. We're trying to help consumers nationwide and coast to coast. And it's been a great project. We've been doing this now for 23 going on 24 years, and we've met lots of fascinating people and lots of fascinating customers, and we've got some really unique customers, special. I mean, you've got fitness clubs, you've got professional athletes, professional sports teams, you've got soccer moms, you've got folks with autoimmune diseases, you've got folks that are histamine sensitive, and we can provide good nutrition for about anybody you can think of. That's one of the beauties of what we're trying to do, is we appeal to people from every age in life, every nationality, really high quality protein is a very necessary force for the longevity of our lives and families. And I've eaten really well for the last 30 years, I guess, since I've been involved in this, and my health is exceptional for my age. So I'm just blessed that I happen to get into the business of trying to produce good food for families nationwide, and I think I'm kind of a testament to that. So anyway, over and out from Baldwin County, Alabama.